Here's a look at all the progression of manifolds from, this is 600 to 850. We'll start with, I think that's a 600. One of the first manifolds where basically you're just going to really notice how the size progressed and why an 850 is overall a much more robust car. Yeah, it's nice to put an 850 motor in a 600, which you'll notice, like from a 600 engine, which is like I think 22 horsepower, you go to, you know, like this is the top carburetor size, right? And then all of a sudden you go to this monster, which, you know, monster. It's an 850, but it's like 3 times as big. I don't know if it's 3 times as more CFM, but anyway, that's 600. This is some version of a 600D with no recirculation on it, I think. That's how that works. So these are all 600 series, but you'll see the D, they went and elongated the manifold on the head side. So they started to get the, and that's how the 850 evolved too, but the 850 is a little larger still with that oval system. And let's see, this is an 850 sedan with a single barrel, which is still probably, looks about the same size as a late model 600D, but still I think the 850 had a larger carb or something a 600 Abarth would have used. It was a stock thing on an 850 sedan. So the 850 sedan had this, you know, standard 850 style bottom to it. Let's see, what's this one? I think that's still the same. That's a 600D with this plate. I guess that's what that little hole is for here, for drainage. Don't know why they made a big deal about draining. So I guess they were, engineers said, well, let's put a pan under the carb because, I don't know, maybe in Italy elevation changes, you'd have weird things happen. There was a safety thing that they had to make sure that, oh, look at this, somebody went and just kind of pinched that drain hole. Anyways, that was just a interesting view as the progression through the years and the models with the 600 850 range. Here's the late model 850 where you have all the emission control stuff on it. You know, this manifold is still very salvageable. You can just, you know, take these out and plug them up, and then you can cut this up off, because you can't really, I mean, I've seen people just put the plunger back in and glue it in, but I think the best way is probably just to cut this off and tap a hole and plug that up if you wanted to, for the late model. So I think that manifold is good. This is the early, where it doesn't have all that stuff on it, but they all 850s have this thing, whether it's the sedan with a single barrel or the earliest 850 always had this device to recirculate crankcase blow by.